Dum 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 dum. How do you know? Dum 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 dum. How do you know? Dum 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 dum. How do you know? Dum 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 dum. How do you know? Yeah, this just released with Andre Wade. Once again, just come to reminisce about some things. I didn't get opportunity yesterday to fully uh, give what I wanted to give of street life. So I'm bouncing back today with with some things and stories that took place not so much in my life, but growing up and seeing what took place in other men's lives and women. I put my prayers out for them, right? And I never really just focus on teenagers, but that's where it starts as a teenager. That's where it all starts. I remember when I used to play football, and I was really good. I was a really good football player, and I started running with this partner of mine. And see, he had come, see, just like him and his family, we moved out here. All right, thank you, good morning, good morning. Uh, he, his family was like my family. We moved out here around by 72, and we've been in this house ever since. And, but what took place is that this neighborhood I grew up in, I started playing football and baseball on the streets. Yeah, football and baseball, thinking that I knew I could, if I would have stuck with it, I could have been a professional football player or something in that nature. But I used to go around the corner from where I live. I live on Monticello Drive, and I used to hang out on summertime. And we had big fields, and where we used to play games. Where I ended up getting into junior high. When I got into junior high, my seventh grade, I was packing a pistol. I was packing a pistol, and I really had a mentality where a lot of people were scared of me, older, younger. I'll never forget that my mom, out of all that time I used to be getting in trouble, she thought that by them boys all being older than me, that they a bad influence on me. So she went to all their families. She went to all their families trying to tell their family not to let their sons hang out with me. When my mama came home after going to all them people homes I hang out with, she say, I just don't believe this. Telling my daddy. He said, what, baby? She say, Andre is the leader of the pack. She said, Andre is the leader of the pack. Because I was the youngest, but I, I come from the streets of Third Ward. I come from the streets of South Union, South Lawn, and Wild Wild West on Western and Yellowstone. I grew up in Sunnyside. I grew up in the streets. And so when I moved out here, you had, it's like, a white area at that time, nice homes, and them guys really wasn't ready for me because I wouldn't let you ride down my street without fighting, and some of them wouldn't fight. I make them go over the other way and don't come down this way no more. But street life plays the major role in uh, a criminal's life. I remember yesterday my producer, he was asking me, did I think that dope dealers end up being users? Well, There's a percentage that did, and there's a percentage that didn't. And I was a part of the percentage that did. I was selling drugs and end up using drugs, but I was using and selling and thought I was still doing something, even though I was still making a little money on a daily basis. I was using the drugs, but so much come with street life. So much come with street life when you uh, don't have nothing to look forward to doing. You know the reason why I say that, right? See, say if I played football all through school, I played sports all through schools, I had something to look for. Saying, you know what was I used to box and everything, and what made me kind of hurt at that time when I was growing up is that my father. Yeah, we gotta fix these streets. Yeah, and that's so true. But the best thing we can do for the streets. All right, Conroe. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. And and that's what this is about. I'm seeing these shout outs from a little bit of everywhere, and I see y'all feeling this here, the street life thing. And but the main thing we can do is pray. We can only pray, people. We can pray for our loved ones. We can pray for them kids that's out there that's not even ours. All we can do is pray because God got them. God got them. And they don't even know it. They don't even know it. But I did some things in my life that I had got to that turning point where I felt like I couldn't turn back. I couldn't turn back to good because I was so caught up in doing wrong on a daily basis that I couldn't even focus myself to turn back and start doing the right thing. And you look at after all the things that you go through, prison and all this heartaches, deaths and all this, and all of a sudden, a time come when you do change. Ain't that something? You do change, and that's how it go. I guess with life in general, we 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 do so much. We do so much that we lose the real focus when we're in the streets because I always used to tell a person that anything that's got to do with doing wrong is good. See, because it's hard to do right. It's hard to do right, people. It's hard to do right. That's why, let's say you have a girlfriend, right? And you and your girlfriend is young and y'all been together for a minute. You and your girlfriend, right? But you let the streets separate you. You let the streets separate you from that relationship with a woman that y'all been going together since elementary, basically. See, we can't let nothing come between something that's good. See, I remember when I had got my second apartment, I had got it with another female, and really, she was a good woman, right? But by my actions would push her to do other stuff because of my actions. I was working, doing good, but just wasn't settled because I loved the streets. I loved the streets, and at this time, I believe I had already been to prison one time or twice, and but I had never really done no time. But this woman was in my life, and I don't know if she was good for me or bad for me. But our relationship it's over. It was over. But we have to focus on something that we can cling on to, that we can grow from. that we can grow from spiritually, whatever it is that you can take hold and grow from it. Please, I uh, I wouldn't want nobody to go through what I went through in my life. At 15, I uh, I remember I started off breaking in houses, breaking in houses. So when I got away and the things I had at a young age, I used to be a youngster and with hundreds of dollars in my pocket, I used to sell guns and all this to older cats. I had a homeboy that his mom them had a club, and I would be the only youngster in that club. I was almost accepted as a grown up. And I remember one time when they had a Spanish guy come there, and I used to be dancing all the time. So he pulled me over. He been watching me, so he pulled me over. He said, "Hey man," he said, "Man, you dance real good, man." He said, "Man, can you teach me, man?" He said, "Man, I give you $100 every Friday." So me and this Spanish guy, man, I was teaching him how to dance, and about 3, 4 weeks that went by, he taking care of me every time he show up. He can give me $100, and I'm young, right? Well, he came to me one night. He said, "Man, to get some weed, man." And I should have went where I knew I should have went, but I went to one of my homeboys, real street homeboys, who's dead right now today. He was executed by the state, but I went to him. I said, "Nah, baby." I say, "Man, you got an ounce of weed?" He say, "Who want it, Drake?" I say, "The Mexican." He say, "Get his money." So I got the no. I tell you what, I turned him on to my homeboy. So when they went outside, I was in there playing pool. I'll never forget. I was playing pool. And next thing I know, the Spanish dude come back up in there a while later looking all rugged. And man, and he spurred me. Bam, he stole me. And I hit him with the pool stick. Bam. And that's when the owner of the club pulled out a shotgun and made the Spanish dude Lee come find out my homeboy and them, man, Jack the man. And this is something that I was learning as I was growing in the streets. The streets wasn't your friend, right? And I started learning how to get people money and all that, not giving them, at a young age. And things just and then what was my family was a good family, right? But they didn't put a lot of pressure on me as I got to that certain age. And when I went to state school, I I was really in the mix. I was really in the mix. I never forget I had a satchel full of money, and and I had to put it up. I had a bunch of weed. I had like about uh, uh, like a half a trash bag of weed. It broke in this in this house of this dude and took all the stuff. But the judge sentenced me to a year of state school, and I was like, man, I didn't even see that coming. I say, what? But it was one of those state schools. It was females mixed, and you can come home after your first week there. You can come home every week if you wanted to. So I used to come home, and because I had that money, and my aunt and them when they found my weed, but they never did find my money. But they found my weed, and they was just going to bait. But I was young. I was young. My mom used to allow me to have the car every Friday. Every Friday I was in her car and Sundays on park day. I would clean it up and go to the park and sell nickel bags of weed. Street life, you can truly want the streets more than anything else in your life. It is hard to let the streets go when you feel that the streets have been so good to you. And there's been some men and women that didn't make it. They got killed in the streets. See, if you know what I'm talking about and you watching my channel, then you know the experience that you went through in life, the heartaches and the drug use and the abuse that came with the streets. I can't really. If I could have done it all over again, I would, right? But sometimes I feel that that's our destiny. Our destiny is in that form and came in that form. But I'm gonna tell you this: there's some things that took place in your life in the streets that could have got you out the streets. You believe that? It's some things that you did. It's some wins that you won that could have got you out the streets, but you stayed in the streets. I'm not saying that to go and do this and do that because you can get away. I'm saying don't do it all, because see, if you don't do it all, you're gonna get away. You ain't got to worry about it, man. These people, them police used to stay knocking on my mama door looking for me. I used to have to get in the attic. Y'all remember that? I used to have to hide in the attic. HPD laws everywhere. Street life. And I just want to shoot out some shots to you all out there in Detroit, all y'all out there in Chicago, and out there in New York, all y'all down in Sacramento, Oakland, yeah, and Australia, Alaska. And I know in every one of them cities I just named, there's some street life going on. And street life don't stop. A street might get shut down, but the street life don't get shut down. It's something always jumping in the streets. And you have a group of people that's always trying to go and figure out what to do in the streets. And you get paid and everything. And all y'all, I remember we used to get paid and we used to go to this club called Cadillac Square. Oh, we go up in there and have a ball. And wasn't no crack in them days. Number weed, syrup, pills. Wasn't nothing to just really have you out there other than heroin. But one from heroin couldn't sell you. You, the heroin man, will go broke. And where I'm from. But I want to shoot some shots out to you all out there, man, that's tuning in to my channel. I thank y'all for being interested. It's always a blessing, because I tell you, if it's just one person, I'm all right with that. Because see, if that one person watched my whole channel, then it was something there that they needed and they wanted it and they needed to hear it. Because see, we don't go around on a daily basis and just telling everybody, hello, how you doing? A lot of us don't. You see, some people be going through some things. If they can just get a hello from a stranger and a smile, it might uplift them for wherever they was in. It might uplift them for whatever state of mind they was in. Because so many people are going through a struggle. So many people are turning to the streets. So many people believe that the street life is the way of life. No. And I'm talking about, I used to go clubbing all the time. And it really wasn't even doing wrong. I was working at this time. but I still would find myself getting into something. I would still find myself getting into something. And so you got people right now today, right? They get paid, and the first thing they do is they get together and they all go out. But ain't nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. Just pay attention where you go to enjoy yourself. Pay attention to the characters around you, because the characters around you are of the streets, and they looking for a prey. They looking for a prey. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. That's how I was at a time in my life. That's the way. And to see the prey I'm looking for today is a just release prey. Have y'all told somebody about just release? Have y'all told them to hit that like button and share? Have y'all told them ain't no telling what he might come back with or what he might have to say today? Tell them about just release. Tell them. Because see, this is the thing about just release. See, I might not be a doctor in anything, and I might not be a scholar in anything, but I'm the founder of Just Release. Yeah, Andre Wade. And people enjoy this, and I'm happy that y'all enjoy this. And whatever I come with, I just pray that y'all appreciate what I come with. Because it's going to come and it's going to hit home. See, it's going to hit home. See, what I tell you going to hit home, you're going to be like, man, oh boy, that's so right. You ain't never met me. All right, I'm all right. I feel that, man. I feel that. I feel that, man. It makes me feel good because when I was in prison, all right, all right. I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on it because I used to do so much wrong, man. I used to do so much wrong. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Y'all giving me some love today. Boy, y'all giving me some love today. But y'all know what? I'm a living witness to what took place in my life. And change has taken place dramatically in my life. Dramatically. Do you feel that you have to live in the streets or hustle in the streets just to be happy? Just to live right? Do you truly feel that way? Do you feel that pimping pimping a woman is the way of life? And I know I got some pimps out there say, you sure right, brother. I say, but even in the pimp life comes a change one day. Even in a pimp's life. Even in a dope dealer's life. A robber's life. See, if you don't get killed, change gonna take you. Change gonna take you. You're not gonna do it all your life. And if you do, you a dummy. And the world that's listening to you, she a dummy. Yeah. Because see, if I've been doing this for 10 years, I've been having these same women, and we still driving that same car, then what are y'all doing? Y'all hustling for a drug. He pimping for a drug. They horn to get high. Street life hurts. Street life destroys innocent people's lives. Innocent. You ain't gotta be on drugs. You can be a drinker, alcoholic, and can destroy your life in the streets. You know, It took prison, man. It took prison to bring on a change in my life. And that change came when I wanted to go home. I really was tired. You ever been tired of hustling? You ever been so tired of hustling that you just feel like you needed to go lay down and get away from everybody? I used to do that when I was selling drugs. When I was selling drugs, I would throw smoke parties. I would, and when I throw a smoke party, I won't be around. I'm gone, and they won't see me. It might not be no. It ain't gonna be no dope to sell until I get back. But they can get high all they want. A change took place in my life, people, and right now, it's still taking changes. It's still flipping. It's still coming to a point where my life would be right with God. Yeah, with God. Not with the streets. Not with the streets. The streets done turned church women out. Church girls. School girls. College girls. The streets bad. That's so bad. The streets done took somebody that think he's a hell of a player or a hell of a hustler, and they looking like Jimmy Crooked. Cause he done hurled himself out there in them streets. I'm a beast straight. I'm a hell of a booster and all. Yeah, smelling like something else. Street life, you have to make your mind up for it. What are you looking for in the streets? What are you trying to accomplish in the streets? You know, I was just thinking about a partner of mine I did time with named Shot Town. Oh, Shot Town was my boy. And you know, I really get along with Chicago guys, and it's just something from growing up, the Chicago people I met back in the day, and all the way up to my being free from prison. The relationship with Chicago dudes, my first time ever meeting uh, disciples and all that, having any kind of knowledge of it, was back in '80, and because if you live in Texas, you don't know what's going on in Cali, you don't know what's going on in Chi-Town, you don't know what's going on in a lot of these places, and they was gangsters way back then. We Texas boys, we wasn't gangsters, but we was dangerous. Cause we wasn't riding horses down here. Yeah, they ride horses, but everybody wasn't riding horses. Yeah, we was riding them swingers and bangers. Yeah, H-Town. Yeah, yeah, y'all know about that H-Town. But you can live the street life in a legitimate manner. But if you place yourself in a dangerous place of the streets, you can lose your life. So when we're in them streets, when we're enjoying ourselves, pick the right place. So y'all take heed to what I expressed today, because some of y'all are in the streets right now. Some of y'all want to get out the streets. Some of y'all want to get out the streets. Some of you want to get away from some things you feel you can't get away from. And maybe you can't. But remember this. If you feel that way, give it to God. God will remove you from it. God will remove that from you and remove anything that's not right in your life. He will remove it. Believe that. Because it's the truth. Hey, this Andre Way who just released, hey, you already know. Ain't no telling what I might come back with next. Ain't no telling what I might make another one today of something. But believe this. I will be back.